Like many men, I've always been intrigued by the prospect of male escorting. Surely getting paid for sex is the perfect job.
For a decent fee, I'm going to do it.
But is it really as simple as that?
Once I've done 23 jobs in a week.
Who are the clients looking to hire you? And what's the legality of doing it in the first place?
There are so many grey areas within the realm of sex work.
I'm going on a journey into the very heart of male prostitution. Not only to meet these male hookers themselves,
There is always that moment when you leave and you go, great.
and the women hiring them,
We're still labelled as naughty.
but to go where no presenter has gone before and fulfill my personal challenge to find out what it feels like to do it myself. Later that month, back home in London, it took no time at all to find a whole host of online agencies that were looking for new male escorts. I decided to take the plunge.
Dear sir, madam, this is quite fun. I'm really thinking about it. If I was trying to put an advert on a link for a second-hand car, this is effectively what I'm doing here. 300 previous owners. Good little runner. Does leak a bit. That's basically what I put. I'm a genuine, friendly, confident character and am able to begin work immediately.
I never really considered the prospect of being hired just for company. I'd assumed it was all about sex. But a quick search online the next day brought up various sites advertising purely companionship. I arranged to meet with Tony Perry, the owner, to find out if there was such a thing as a non-sexual male escort.
Male escort is an unfortunate term. We don't like it. We call them a companion. They're looking for somebody who's going to actually look reasonable on their arm at, say, Uncle Fred's wedding. Being too attractive can actually be disadvantage. She wants to hire somebody to escort her to these various functions, and not somebody who's going to attract a lot of attention, but somebody who's going to detract attention from her.
Sure. What kind of client could I expect, do you think?
First of all, predominantly it's a professional woman going to a business-related function. She typically is going to be in the age group of 30 to 50.
Okay.
She may be large, she may be slim, she may be beautiful, she may be average. You have to be able to let your personality through, but at the same time,
Make sure the experience is about them. It's about them.
you've got it. We are constantly taking new people on.
Do you mind me asking as well, what's the kind of numbers that you might have on the books at any one time? Is it a very large number?
We publicise that on our website. We actually have over 2,000 men between the ages of 19 and 71.
Whilst I was out the next day, I got a missed call from one of the other escort agencies I'd applied to online.
Hi Jeff, it's Melanie calling from Sydney Male Escorts. With regards to your email, can you give me a call? Good afternoon, Richard.
Hello there, can I speak to Melanie, please?
Have you actually dealt with her properly, or have you just a new inquiry?
No, it's a new inquiry. It was about actually signing up to your agency. So,
Alright, okay, well hopefully I can help you, my love. If you give me a contact number, I can look up your details and I can call you back myself. Wonderful. It's just coming up to 10 past now. I'll give you a call back by 15 past, okay?
all right, lovely. Thank you very much.
Alright then, honey, my name's Julie.
Okay,
Alright,
Julie,
my
lovely
love.
to meet you. Take care.
Bye, bye, love, bye.
Bye, bye. She's friendly, wasn't she? She sounded really nice. All right, my love. All right, my darling. Don't worry about it. See, that's exactly what I thought we'd get on the other end of the line. Some like cheeky, lovely northern lady. Right, so she's going to call me back. I'm just quite excited to have human interaction, to be honest. The prospect that this actually is happening.
Having signed up online with a variety of escort agencies, one had finally been in touch to put me on their books. They needed to be able to get hold of me anytime, so I got myself a camera to make sure I could document every step of the journey.
Hi, love, it's Julie calling back from Canteen, alright?
Hello, Julie.
It was only after I'd sent photos and provided all my details that they mentioned I'd have to pay a registration fee.
So I need to pay that before you guys can see if there's any work out there.
Well, no, we have to generate all the interest first. I don't want anything from you at the moment. It could take a week, it could be a month, it could be, I don't know, a day. And then I will put forward recommendations to clients in your area. And you can sit back with us then and we'll give you a call as and when something shows up.
All right, brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
Much to my amazement, the very next day I got a call from their bookings team.
Potential booking that I may have if you're available for Saturday or Sunday evening in London in the Mayfair area.
Great. That's really quick.
We've actually put your details forward in the photograph and she's quite happy to meet with you. Now she's called Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah, okay. It's simply a social booking. You're going out for a few drinks and an evening meal.
Okay. What's the fee for that one?
The payment for that booking is £500.
Yes, I can do Sunday evening.
Right, you'll need to pay your registration. The half now is £150 plus your transfer fee of £19.80.
Excited at the prospect of having my first booking, I went ahead and paid the registration fee, figuring I'd more than double my money with the fee Sarah was going to pay me on Sunday. I couldn't believe how easy it had been to line up a client. The whole thing seemed too good to be true. But then, on the day of the date itself, I realised it was.
So it's 2 p.m. on Sunday, and in 5 hours' time I should be going on a date with Sarah. Unfortunately, I've had a voicemail from Candy Escorts explaining that she's had to cancel last minute. I got my money, and my job has suddenly disappeared.
Despite calling back repeatedly over the next few days, I could get no one at Candy Escorts to return my calls. It was clear I'd been scammed.
Nothing.
My attempts to become a male escort have been pretty unsuccessful so far. I've been scammed by one agency, and even the real one I joined, whilst they hadn't charged me anything, still hadn't got me any bookings. I realised if I was going to do this, then my best chance of getting work was to set myself up as an independent escort. Finally, after starting to lose faith, I've been contacted by a lady calling herself Jasmine, who sounded far more serious than any of the others.
With the prospect that I actually have my first proper client, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do this. So I'm going to give her a call and find out. That's the bit I'm terrified about. I've never spoken to this woman before in my life. And now I'm going to be calling her up. The first conversation we're going to be having is about her renting a hotel, paying me 500 quid for me to come and spend the night with them.
The first thing I had to do was get a full STI check. They're going to test for chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis and HIV. Next up, it was time to put my escorting kit together.
This has got to be the best kind of shopping ever. I feel very at home surrounded by pornography and dildos. It's like Christmas. We need to get some condoms and lube, obviously. But I should get something to massage it with, like a massager or something like that. Where's the nipple clamp? You can't try nipples when you need them, can you? Yes, over here. Here you go. Perfect. I think that's about it, really.
Now I had all the tools of the trade, I turned my attention to the main product on sale. Me. It was time to get my arse waxed.
You need to make sure that your product is the best you can possibly be. For the client who's buying it.
She was very nervous when I came in, but she kind of was putting on a brave face, and I was nervous as well. And we just had some brief conversation, we just had a chat. I just laid down in bed with her and said, look, just tell me a bit about yourself, ask some questions. We just started to kiss a little bit. I just wanted to calm her down, so just give her a little kiss, and then we were having sex. I felt very frantic. Private sex. She went, I'll put your money on the side, left the money on the side. It was brilliant because it was kind of beautifully cliche, but it also, I actually don't see why that would be a good way to do it, just to leave money on the side for that, there's your money back. Whereas if she put it in my hand, it would have been a bit like, thanks. And then we'd be in a apartment going, oh.
I'd enjoyed the sex and the thrill of the experience, but had found the exchanging of money far more emotionally fraught than I'd anticipated. Whilst I may not be cut out for sex work as a full-time career, there are many men for whom escorting is a serious way of earning a living. I didn't regret my experience as an escort, but I'd have to think very carefully should someone else come asking for Alex Gold. I think ahead of anything else, I'm a performer, and given a choice, I'd rather get paid to connect with strangers on a stage than in the bedroom.